Hello, my name is Gordon Fitzgerald. I make mortgages for Caltex Funding here in DFW. As recently as 2019, I lived in the Woodlands and worked with realtors such as Mike Berger in Montgomery County. Today, Mike joins me for a few minutes to speak about our work together. How are you, Mike?
I'm blessed. Thank you.
We met in 2014. Do you remember where we met?
Yes, a
Ah,
networking group.
actually, a little Chinese restaurant over there off of what's that road? It's 3883 or something like that.
3083. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have a beautiful home on Lake Conroe, and a few times a year you'd host parties there. My daughter would attend, and she loved to fish near the boat. I remember one afternoon she and a friend caught a small fish, and you dressed it while explaining to her how the fish would use an air bladder to rise and sink in the water. You had previous job working as a realtor, didn't you? Or a job before that?
Yes, I was an educator. I started teaching in 1969, went into administration in 73. When I was a teacher, I was science, so explaining the guts of the fish is right up my alley, so to speak.
So you were a principal for a long time, though, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. So my daughter sold entries for a duck race for a local philanthropy from 2014 till 2017. It always made her happy when you purchased the ducks. Do you have any other philanthropies in Montgomery County that you remain involved in?
Yes, I'm very active in Rotary International, which is uh, arguably the first or second largest civic philanthropic club in the world. We're very active in polio eradication. I've actually been to India doing polio immunizations to help eradicate polio. I'm also very active in my church, the local Methodist church.
Okay. As far as the Rotary, I remember my daughter, she always loved the fact that you painted a nail. Did you have a reason for doing that?
My purple fingernail?
Purple
Yes,
feeding nail.
yes. When you do a polio immunization, when you do the drops, they're called,
Hmm.
uh, you paint that you have one day, it's called a National Immunization Day, where you go out and immunize everybody you can in your area. And then when you immunize them, you paint their finger purple with a permanent marker,
Okay.
a finger, left little finger. And then the next week, you go around and look for kids that are under the age of 5. And there's a way you do that that you can tell. If you can touch your ear with your hand,
Hmm.
you're over the age of 5 usually.
Okay.
And then if we find somebody that wasn't immunized, we ask if we can drop at that time, and we do so. We call it dropping them.
Okay. Cool. Well, you always had multiple lenders that you worked with. I know that. And I worked with certain transactions, though, with you together. A few of them insisted on an anonymity, so I won't go into many specifics. But was there anyone or something specific about a client that makes you think about me?
Well, you're good at getting tough deals done. In other words, figuring out solutions for those transactions that aren't cookie cutter.
Okay.
And so, I, even though it's harder on you, uh, I would relish the idea of you taking on one of those loans because I knew if it could be done, you could do it.
A small secret. I actually like those better because they kept me from getting bored.
Yeah, yeah. I
What a
mean,
promise that I make to my clients and referral partners is I will give weekly updates on Tuesday, whether it's good news or bad news. What was your experience with that?
well, as a realtor who likes to keep track of my transactions, I find it very good for me and my client to get updates on the loans. And if they can expect something every week, even if it's we're moving along, it tells me that the lender's still alive, so to speak.
Okay, good. I remember working with another client who was in her mid 80s. She had a lot of specific needs. How long did it take us to get her into a home?
Well, in Pat's situation, it was quite a long time because she had a care provider living with her, and it was a very convoluted process to get the deed written properly because it was just very complicated. But I don't remember the exact amount of time because I move on once that's done. But I do know it was there were a lot of hoops to jump through. And by the way, uh, that one ended up the title company sent a blank PDF
Hmm.
to the appraisal district. So our client uh, thought she had filed, thought she was getting her exemptions, but she wasn't even on the deed because they had filed the wrong. The title company said a blank PDF, and so
Okay.
thank goodness I checked it out and caught it so she could get it transferred over to her and get the homestead exemption. And it was a very unique situation. Yeah,
That was a unique situation all the way around. I know I kept track of her after the closing and everything else, and I even helped her move in a little bit. So that was a
yeah,
mess. That was a
yeah,
crazy deal. But
yeah.
she was very kind to me. I got a referral from the transaction, referred to another property who bought a house during while we were all in quarantine. He didn't use a realtor, but the house did fall in his lap, and it was because the owner lost his job. That transaction got me through the early months of COVID. And you had a team member that joined you in 2020, right?
Yes, I finally found a buyer's agent that knows what she's doing. And Naomi Kale has joined my team. She joined in 2021 or 2020. I think it was 2021, early 2021. And she's a wonderful young lady. And I'm looking to turn the reins of my whole business over to her because I'll be 78 in 1 week. And so,
Anyway, thank you very much for speaking with me, and I really do appreciate everything. You've been
yes,
wonderful
sir.
to several
And you
years.
have a blessed rest of the week.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.